How's it going, everybody? We're back today with another Third Life Crisis podcast episode for you all. Thank you for deciding to spend the next hour or so with us today.
For those of you who are new to the podcast, we are three friends discussing our journeys from our 20s to our third life crisis. So join us on this wild adventure.
My name is John Michael, and I'm joined with Cassie and Austin as usual. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
We recorded this episode on Monday, March 25th. Today we're going to talk about some random topics. I got some baby news / updates to share with everyone. We're going to revisit an old friend today. And yes, we took another week off, and we're going to get into that here in a bit.
Meh.
But if you were following us on social media, you would know that already. At 3RD Live Podcast is our handle for the major social sites. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Alrighty, guys and gals, how are y'all doing today?
Am I the gals?
Gals and guys, yes.
Guys,
2019
dolls.
cast. I can't say hey guys. How are you feeling? How are you guys doing? We had a nice week off.
Yes, very restful. My week is about to gear up, so it was nice to have a nice weekend. We relaxed a little bit, did some yard work. Again, I'm not cut out for yard work.
You're not made for yard work.
I'm not. I'm awful at it.
Well, okay, so we can jump into, what we've been up to the past week. We took the week off. Cassie, you're starting. You mentioned already a little bit. You're starting into gear. You're starting your Cassie's challenge. Was it a challenge?
Yeah, it was a resolution.
Slash resolution.
It was a resolution.
Cassie's resolution.
Resolution.
Just kidding.
So you started grad school. How's that going? It was your first weekend?
Gosh. It is my first week in. I still am. I was so nervous. It was one of those things where you don't know what to expect. You know how you go into your daily routine every day, doing what you need to do. You're obviously looking forward to events and stuff like that, but usually you've got a kind of a clear picture of how it's going to go. With this, it's kind of one of those walking in the dark kind of thing. So to me, I was just so nervous and so scared because my biggest thing is don't fail. You already put money into this. You cannot fail this class. And so I'm just really nervous that I'm doing stuff incorrectly or that I'm not reading fast. And it was a little bit stressful because there's a lot of reading that I'm not reading fast enough. And the way it works is it's 8-week courses. And so each week is basically a different lesson plan. So once I'm done with last week's, there's no going back and submitting it. It's due that week and then we're moving on kind of thing. So I was just nervous to not complete it in time. And the days come by so fast. So other than that extra stress on me, it's been going. And then plus work has been crazy. The house, just trying to maintain a decent looking lawn, not even a well kept lawn, just not even up to par because can't compete with our neighbors, but to where they don't judge me.
Okay.
That's been my week.
Yeah, so that was just last week, right? You started just last week?
Yes.
So it's going to be like that every week now. Every week's, like you said, a lesson plan. It's just go, 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 go.
Yes.
With work and then trying to hopefully keep this podcast and then,
We'll see. I'm just kidding.
Crazy. Are you more nervous this time around than you were, going for your bachelor's?
I felt this nervous close to graduation in undergrad. I feel like those first few years we were just having fun, and I thought it was pretty serious. My first semester, towards the end, we were just kind of messing around, and then I got nervous, oh crap, now I have to graduate because you can't put any more money into it,
So that's the feeling you have now.
It's a similar feeling to when I was going to graduate, because it was you have to finish these classes, you have to make good grades kind of thing. So maybe it'll wear off eventually, maybe after this first class.
Yeah, maybe you should just start to have fun in the beginning, and then towards the end of this. No, that's not the same thing.
No.
Okay, well.
Just pray for me,
And then you guys were also in town the weekend before that, right? Right before you started all that. The bachelorette party that we talked about 2 podcasts ago. It was her wedding, Sybo's wedding. Yes. So you guys came down. We all got to hang out. We were in the hill country out there. Where was it? In Comfort, Bernie, out there in
South of
Texas.
Comfort. Yeah.
Comfort, Texas. It was nice. It was a nice wedding. The weather was nice. The venue was nice. It was fun. A lot of dancing.
Yeah, I had a fun time. We hang out, but it's hard to get all of us together in one place, So it was nice seeing Leslie drinking, dancing. It was awesome seeing my friends get married, obviously. Her dress was awesome. The decorations, the venue was nice. The view, it was literally on a hill, and so you can see down all of the landscape. So that was really pretty. But yeah, we had fun.
No, yeah, I thought the venue was really nice. It wasn't too far. I mean, it was like an hour outside San Antonio, but driving out there, there's really nothing out there. And then you get to the venue, and we went up a small little hill, but there was like a little parking area, and then they had a shuttle to take you to the top of the hill. And so once you got up there, the venue was really nice. You can look down on the highway on the other hills. They had like a little pond there. It was just a really unique venue, and the decorations were all pretty cool.
And we got to see our old friend, the photographer from Dream Moments, the guys who photographed my wedding back in December. Sybo had booked them for this event for their wedding, and just catching up. We see what he's doing on Facebook and whatnot, and he's obviously been busy, so it was good to see him and hang out with him.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It is nice seeing people do well, like in their business, their business is thriving, so that's exciting.
Yeah, no, he's definitely good at what he does. His whole business, all his pictures are cool.
Is the ice cream outside, Cassie?
He is. Can you hear him?
Yes. Okay. I didn't know if that was coming through the mic.
And why is this the first time I'm hearing about the ice cream man? I freaking
That's what I'm
love
saying.
ice cream. I love raspas and pickles and cucumbers, and he's freaking coming down. We've been here for months, and this guy has not shown his face. And some daylight comes out, and he's playing his little music. Now I'm jelly because I can't get any. I'm over here recording this podcast, and all of this recording is useless because John has to now edit it out.
No, it's staying. Jess loves the Raspa Man ice cream truck. Like, she'll hear it a mile down, and she'll be like, "Hope it comes down our street," and then she'll
be waiting right there.
Yep. I sent you a video. Like, she rushed out there, got something, and then she went. I don't know how to describe it. So I gotta find it, but she kind of was hiding. She saw me recording her from the distance, and she slowly walked away out of frame and towards the ice cream truck. Anyway, going on to, I guess, this next thing here. We talked about it last year. It's starting up again this year. It's the craziness of March Madness. We as a podcast last year got into it by going along with it. I think we started with 64 animals, and the goal was it 64?
That probably sounds right.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of animals.
And the goal was to find the goal was to find a mascot for our newly created podcast. And
how is that going?
The podcast or the
the mascot? Well, both, but the mascot.
Yeah, so this mascot, again, we're not going to turn this into a segment like it was, but it was like a month-long, what do you want to call it, discussion.
Bracket challenge.
Yeah, it was a bracket challenge. We would vote, certain animals would go against certain animals that we chose at the very beginning, and ultimately we came down to a winner that was going to represent us.
It was fan voted on.
It was fan voted on. That's correct. I thought
our listeners voted, and it was our stingray. Yeah, stingray. Have yet to do anything with it.
I brought it up, over the year or so. We have to somehow incorporate it, and it just always gets overlooked.
Get a pet stingray.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we could have them. I don't know. I've always said we should put them on the logo somewhere, and it's kind of like a, you know, people are gonna be like, "What the hell?" But if you're listening to the podcast, or if you have been, you'll know.
You know what's up.
You'll know what's up.
Let's all be honest. Nobody's listening to the podcast, and everybody forgot about that stingray.
They're like, "Oh yeah, you're horrible."
Oh, no. It's only funny when I make fun of the podcast, John.
Oh yeah, I forgot to unsubscribe.
No, I meant to say, I didn't mean like that. I meant like they think we're horrible for not incorporating this animal.
Oh, okay.
Not that the podcast is horrible. So yeah, talking about March Madness, I never really know anything about the college teams. I know people probably take it real serious. I do a bracket with you, Austin. You've been doing a bracket for a couple of years now, and again, I don't do it to win, obviously, but it's fun. It's fun once
it's
people
fun to
start
make
getting
picks.
knocked out.
Yeah.
Not fun for me. I have no idea what's going on.
I'm in the
It's
same
cool to-
boat.
It's cool to make fun picks and then obviously make
What
as
makes the picks
educated.
fun? Can you?
Well, you're picking your team. You're picking the team you want to win.
I don't have a team.
I mean, you do. You picked a winner.
You picked a winner, but you don't. It might not be somebody that you're backing in real life.
Well, yeah, but it's just fun. Of course, and then there's always the one in a quadrillion chance you get it correct, and Warren Buffett pays for the rest of your life.
That man, I mean, of all things he could have potentially given me money for, it's for something that has no chance or the stupidest chance of ever happening.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's the point.
But I mean, I can make that same promise, and
But you couldn't deliver, John.
Yeah, that's the
but
thing.
it's not like he's gonna deliver. Is my point.
If someone
Like,
won,
You don't know.
he would have the money to do it.
But my point is the percentage of it happening. He could have said anything outrageous, and it would have been probably on par with that.
Sure. I mean,
What I'm saying is he's a coward. That's what I'm saying.
he just needs to give us money.
Dang.
Give me money for something I can do.
Maybe not me, but somebody who has a chance to do something. Someone who's gonna do 3 marathons straight or something. Like something outrageous that can be physically or mentally tough. Someone, not just leave it up to chance.
That's
That's
the
the
best
fun.
part. That means I don't have to have any type of talent or skill.
Just roll up and try.
I'm saying he should give it to somebody who could do something to earn it, not just leave it up to, to chance.
John, don't tell this guy how to bet his money. He's doing just fine without you.
He's doing just fine without my financial advice.
I don't need to explain Warren Buffett to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to defend him.
I just never really thought about that. I mean, I've known about this whole bracket thing and what he offers, but like just talking about it out
You're
loud.
just mad because you're not winning.
I mean that too. I mean, if I were to win, if I'm like 2 weeks away from the perfect bracket and I'm still perfect, my mouth's shut right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not hearing a peep from me.
But you are not. You are in 7th place in our bracket.
Yeah.
Keep it down over there.
Anything else on March Madness? Anything? I mean, it's a fun, like I said, it's fun. I know some people take it super seriously, but there's no telling with this. I feel like there's so many upsets that happen every year.
Yeah.
I can't really, personally, I can't get into college sports at all. I think I've already made that known on here.
No, that's it.
All right. So this past weekend, you guys celebrated a milestone.
Whoop, whoop. We haven't said the milestone. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, if you've listened from last year, you would have known around this time we were in Miami celebrating you two, and you doing the damn thing with the whole wedding and whatnot. So, I mean, a whole year later, how do y'all feel looking back at it?
Look back at it. No, it went by really fast. It flew by. We had so much stuff going on last year that the first year anniversary definitely creeped up on me.
Was it difficult?
The year?
No, the marriage. Let's focus on the marriage, right? Not the year being married. Were there trying times? Or was it just,
I mean, Austin and I have been at this for a while, so I wouldn't say trying times, right? I think today marks 10 years we've been together, so...
Today
or yesterday. 10 years we'd be together. I'm sorry. We've known each other longer. But neither here nor there. It's obviously we've grown up together.
You're pretty efficient at this then.
I wouldn't say efficient. We still get in fights. We still argue. We're still obviously going through this third life crisis together. So it's still a learning curve. You know, just right when you get comfortable, it's like, okay, something else is happening. Something else is happening. So it's just a new every day. Something different. The years are really adding up. facing, you know, old age. But we won't get there. Come back to the light. I'm sorry, I'm just mumbling.
Just come back to the light.
This is not. You just cut all this out. This is not. Nobody wants to hear this.
What are your thoughts, Austin? I mean, it could be.
Go ahead, babe. Say something better.
No, I agree. Again, I've known you for 12 years. We've been together 10 years. Lived together more than half of those years. And been married 1 year. So, yeah, legally and, you know, that all changed. But the year flew by like any other year would. We traveled. We partied. We went down to San Antonio. We celebrated holidays like it was a normal year. Again, we had milestones of going to China and buying a house and stuff like that. But I think, like you said, it was a fast year. So, I mean, the anniversary just snuck up on us.
I will say when we first got together,
Mm-hmm.
those first 3 months were so long, Austin. Like the first 3 months.
Together or married?
No, together.
So 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, man, it's only been 3 months.
I can't imagine spending the next 10 years.
And then they just fly by.
Once you get past that 3 month hump.
Yep.
What did you guys do to celebrate it? Did y'all celebrate it all? Did y'all do anything?
I know. Again, I think maybe because we've been in this game too long. I know that sounds bad, right? Like there should still always be romance or whatever. But I think Austin and we haven't tried to do things for each other in a while. Like everything we do together, we enjoy, we do for each other. So we didn't do like dinner. We didn't do gifts. We literally worked on the yard and watched TV together. That's what we did. We went to Lowe's and bought stuff for the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is again. Yep, there it is again.
And so we had originally scheduled some massages, and we got a phone call Saturday, and one of the massage therapists was having like a family emergency, so he had to cancel all of his appointments. And so I didn't want to just one person go by themselves. It was me. Mine got canceled, so we wanted to do it together, or go together, not actually get massaged together. But anyway, so we had to reschedule for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Cause
2 more weekends. 2 more Saturdays.
I'll be working the next few Saturdays, and so that just got pushed back. So I guess that was kind of our gift.
Okay.
Not really, but you know.
Yeah, you still have something. You still have to look forward to that.
Yeah.
So this time last year, you know, you had just gotten married. Did you guys look ahead to like did you think about what it's going to be like next year, or have you thought about that right now? What it's going to be like celebrating your second anniversary?
Again, I think it just went by so fast. Like if you would have asked me this time last year, I would have definitely thought I would be pregnant by now, and we'd be starting a family, that we'd have this house, not this house particularly, but a house. And of course, you know, not everything falls into place like that. So it's hard for me to think in the near future. Again, that would still be, if you again asked me today, that would still be my train of thought, like starting a family. But you just never know, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Babe, do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I mean, if you would have asked me last year at this time, all I could think about was China.
Yes.
That would have been on my mind. And then after that, I mean, it was just events after events, right? It was your bachelor party. It was your wedding. It was other holidays. So it's just been, it's hard to think of. I know there might be someone getting married in 2020. And I think the plan was to do like a destination wedding. So I mean that I'm looking forward to that. Like that would be fun. But I mean, other than that, I don't know. Have a better looking yard.
Good luck. Just kidding.
You guys said this. I think we all kind of agreed on it. But I think you mentioned this, Austin. I think last year, towards the end of one of the last episodes of 2018, you were like, you're looking forward to this next year, not really doing anything as far as, because last year, like you said, it was the wedding and the events.
It's hard to top, yeah.
So not just top, but you're looking forward to like just chilling also. Like it was
right.
eventful. So, all right, I get it. So, I mean, that applies to your outlook for the next year. So makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So this past weekend, while you guys were celebrating by mowing the lawn and whatnot, me and Jessica took a nice 500-mile, 7-8 hour drive to El Paso.
That's awesome.
And we visited her friend Diane, who was celebrating her 30th, so she's in the thick of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Of that third life crisis. She's doing some great things.
Did you
out
give her
there.
a sticker? Everybody should get a sticker when they turn 30.
I misplaced my stickers, or I used them all. I'm gonna go with use them all.
Damn it, Jon.
No, they're somewhere here. But no, we had a nice drive out there. We left Friday morning at 5 a.m. and we got there at 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time because they are an hour behind.
Of course.
And I mean that was it. The drive over there wasn't bad. I don't think I've driven. That might be my second longest drive I've ever done. And I was kind of looking forward to it. Like this is what it's gonna be like. When I have my kid and we're going on a road trip. That was my mindset. I was trying to not be tired and just wanted to drive. And I was kind of like, no, I'm gonna drive. Like I'm the guy, right? Like no, you sit right there and sleep. And then sure enough, towards the end, I was like. Not dozing off, but I was like, damn, I could really close my eyes right now. But the drive over there wasn't bad. We were there, and it was actually a reunion for me. I spent some younger years there. I was maybe 2 or 3 years old, and then we moved back to San Antonio. And
what?
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing.
I wasn't born over there. I was born here. We moved to El Paso because my dad's side lived over there at the time. So my mom and, she moved in with him and his family. And I vaguely remember the house. I vaguely remember the mountains. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really remember.
So how old
much.
were you? What age are we talking here?
I don't know exactly. I can probably find out if we have a minute real quick. Because I was going to ask my mom all this stuff before I came on the air because I wanted to talk about it. So yeah, I don't know exactly how old I was. I just texted my mom asking. We'll see if she texts back during this recording. But I remember the house vaguely. It was a 2-story house. I remember I slept on a bunk bed, and I fell off that bunk bed a lot from the top. My mom would always tell me stories. She'd hear it. We'd be asleep, and she'd just hear, bang, and then like we just start crying, like a cry to follow right after.
Oh my goodness.
And that was it. I mean, we weren't there that long. Like I said, came back to San Antonio and lived the rest of my life here. But on my way over there, I was asking my mom, so whereabout did we live? I thought maybe I'm going to find the house and whatnot. And
goodness.
She gave me, she didn't know the address, but she told me the area. And we were actually in that area Saturday morning. So I was like, okay, it was in this area. It didn't look familiar, obviously. But
very interesting.
Yeah, we did the party that night. We saw some old friends from Jessica's college days who also live there. And that was it. We just hung out. We said bye to one of her friends. One of her friends is actually joining the Peace Corps, Esme.
So she
yeah.
It's all
said and done. This coming Sunday, she flies to Miami for some orientation, and from Miami she goes to Uruguay. Did I say that right? Uruguay.
Sure. Yeah, Uruguay.
It's not Paraguay. It's the other one. And
cool.
She'll be there for 2 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it kind of worked out, this is one of Jess's close friends also, and it was kind of like we'll see you in 2 years type of thing.
That is so sad. Okay.
And I just got a text from Jessica. It was Paraguay. So I'm sorry.
She's like, you idiot.
She's eavesdropping on the recording.
It'd be funnier if she was telling you a lie.
So yeah, it was fun. Like I said, I mean, I'm just kind of repeating myself. We hung out that night. We celebrated her friend's 30th birthday with her family and friends. And we drove back Sunday. We kind of took it easy on Sunday. I didn't want to wake up at 5. What's that?
I said, I bet.
Yeah. We left probably around 10:30 El Paso time. And drove straight. We made maybe 2 stops to the bathroom, got some food. But I got home around 7:30. So early enough to still kind of enjoy the evening. Mm-hmm. And that was it. I mean, I drove back the whole way also. So it wasn't any problem. I was more awake, I think. Yeah, so we'll see if my mom... We'll come back to that if we need to, but we'll see my mom... I don't know how old I was, like I said. I know I was a baby.
And so how did Jess do on the travel? She was okay?
The drive over there, she was kind of... She was okay. She stayed up with me the whole way. You know, she didn't take a nap till literally maybe 20 minutes out. And, you know, that's just because she wanted to make sure I was awake. But I think her ankles may have gotten a little swollen. I remember I was rubbing them later on that night, and... it was okay though. I mean, she did good. And we went with her little sister. So her little sister was in the back seat, and you know, it was more just conversation, you know, to help the drive, because there's literally nothing out there, like desert. Like it's so unappealing to look at. And I made that known. So when we get there, you know,
of course you did. Of course you did.
First thing he says, "How the fuck y'all live out here?"
What the fuck's there to do here? I'm just kidding. I didn't really notice it until the next day, Saturday, you know, when we were kind of rested and driving around, getting food, meeting people. And I noticed, one of the things I noticed was, one, all the buildings are the same color or a shade of beige. Like, there's no color anywhere. 2, nobody has grass on their lawns. It's rocks.
Yeah.
Like, it's just all rocks. Like, they don't have to worry about mowing the lawn.
Lucky.
And some people had green, but it was fake grass. Like, it was nothing to maintain. Like, I don't know. So that kept blowing my mind the more and more. And then what also blew my mind was the fact of how close we were to Mexico. Like, yeah, you know, you see it on the map and the border's literally right there. But like, you can see Mexico 2 miles to the left of you while you're riding on the highway, and it's just like night and day.
Did it freak you out?
No, it didn't freak me out. It was more of a like, holy shit, like, it's right there. Like, they have to look at us. And not in a negative way, but like, you can see the level negative. You can see the difference as far as the structures. It's just night and day. It's not as developed, obviously, just from what we were seeing. That's the city of Juarez, if you've seen Sicario.
Shout out.
But yeah, that was another thing. So it was like, you know, the desert. There was sand everywhere, obviously. There's no grass. There's no color in the entire city.
Aww.
It was crazy. Like, that was all something I just kept taking in. And I told Jess, I was like, so we probably won't be back here, huh? Like, for a while.
He's like, let's never come back here.
Unless, like, it's for a wedding or something. So her friend who turned 30, Diane, she's someone very seriously, so hopefully, you know, that happens. And if it does happen, obviously
pressure.
we will be there, no doubt.
No pressure, John.
So yeah, I guess my mom's gonna ignore me the rest of the evening. Moving right along, we got another documentary review.
Why is it so weird?
I couldn't say the word documentary. Is it documentary? Why does that sound so weird?
Documentary.
I was like, why does that sound so weird coming out of my mouth? Documentary.
Let me see. How's it spelled?
It's spelled how I said it.
No. Let's see. People's wedding.
It's spelled
a documentary.
It doesn't even say documentary on there.
Documentary. That's how you spell it.
Where? But where is it? Where are you reading?
He's just saying.
I'm not reading anything.
Oh, I thought you were reading it off the list. I was like, oh.
Anyway,
documentary. Yes.
I guess we can move on to the documentary Austin has for review. What do we have today, Austin?
Yeah, so Cassie and I, she watched most of it. It's called The Inventor, Out for Blood in Silicon Valley. And it's on HBO. It came out on the 18th of March. And it has a 75% from critics and 60% from audiences. It's directed by Alex Gibney. Don't really know who he is. But it's a 2-hour special on HBO that tells the story of Elizabeth Holmes, who is a entrepreneur who went to Stanford but then dropped out because she got this, billion-dollar idea of what if instead of going to a hospital or doctor to go get your labs done, and that always takes forever, and they draw so much blood, and then you don't know what happens to that blood, and then it comes back weeks later or, however long later, and it's just a sheet that says it's this, this, and this, and then you don't know what to do with that information. What if we could create a machine about the size of a printer, a medium-sized printer, that would only have to take a very small fraction of blood, and I'm talking like the amount of blood that you would get from just like a pinprick. It goes into the machine and bam, it prints out exactly what you want to know from your blood results, all from that little amount of blood. And so she left Stanford, she dropped out, she got money from investors to make this company. She founded her company, Theranos, in Silicon Valley, next to a bunch of other, these other big startup companies. And in the mid-2010s, her company was valued over $9 billion.
Wowzers.
And then it came out slowly but surely as people started whistleblowing and leaving the company, and the FDA gets involved and other people start looking at it, that it's basically another fire fest.
Oh, no.
The machine never worked. All these tests that they were doing in Arizona when they partnered with Walgreens, they were running the tests on other machines that are like made for that. Like normal machines that we use now for that type of stuff, they were using it and saying that it was their magical, they called it the Edison, the little printer box that could do everything. And so they were fudging numbers. The people in the lab that worked for them, they would run the test real quick and then try to play it off like, oh, the machine did it, even though the people were actually doing it. The engineers who were building Edison were telling her, it can't be done. The machine's too small. It can't do all this. It's going to malfunction. But she was able to get away with it. The other, I don't think he was CEO. He was something else. I don't know what his title was. They were able to get away with it, but now stuff has come out, and obviously the company's worthless now. And they're both, going to go to court for fraud, wire fraud, stuff like that.
So they're running these fake tests and making billions off of it.
So it's very interesting
real
because
tests, but on different machines.
Yes, but the way the documentary goes, they make it seem like she didn't know. Like she just believed so much in this vision that, we're gonna do this type of thing. And they give other examples of other companies where it's like, yes, they're kind of lying to people. They're kind of not telling them the truth. But, man, if we just got a little extra funding, we could do this, type of thing. Kind of like, yes, we don't have the cure for cancer, but if we just had a little more funding, we could do so much good, right? So let's change the numbers a little bit and try to get investors to come invest in our company. So they were very private throughout the whole time they were a company, but just people started seeing like, this isn't right. This isn't working.
They were also doing some shady stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it was like a big thing. I didn't realize because I guess I didn't see it here where we are, but it was like a big thing. They had commercials. They had patients' testimony on the commercials. It was backed, like he said, by Walgreens. It was like not one of those things where it's like, oh, you haven't heard about this cool company, up and coming company. Like it was out there. So to me, it's just baffling how something can be out there and somebody's backing it with, like he said, all of that money, and it's not even a thing. It doesn't. is just insane. I don't know how do people, I just don't understand the lies. I think I would easily be swindled into doing something, because it's like, why would you lie about that? She was basically saying she was going to save the world kind of thing. Like, this was going to change everything. And then it doesn't even work.
So, yes, I mean, she got a lot of people to believe in her. And she was on the cover of magazines, interviews like Forbes, Fortune, all this stuff, right? But two of the people that ended up, like, that had interesting stories about her or with her. One was, like I said, she went to Stanford. And when she dropped out, she told one of her professors, like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop out. I'm going to create this business. And this professor had been at Stanford for years. He was a tenured professor. And he quit his job to go work for her. Right? And then another guy, he was one of their investors. And he invested millions of dollars into this. And they interview him in the documentary. And they're like, why? Like, how? And he was saying that a lot of the investors with these the early adopters for this new technology, this new type of industry, you don't really have numbers to go by or financial sheets or data. You kind of just go with your gut. And so they're like, yeah, but you invested millions. And he was like, yeah, but I was also the first investor for Tesla. I was also the first investor for PayPal or Uber. I forgot what it was. He's like, and those, net me how much millions of dollars. Like, sometimes you have to go with your gut, and he lost out on this one, but it was just so interesting how this woman was able to rally people behind her to invest in this cause.
That's insane. I can't convince anybody to do anything. I cannot imagine how charismatic, I don't know what word you would use, but for her to convince somebody
or Walgreens,
to invest that much money.
That was the other thing. Walgreens signed this deal with them, right, to have their Edisons, those are the little printer boxes, in the Walgreens store at their minute clinics.
Uh-huh.
Walgreens, big-ass company, signs this deal with Theranos. Walgreens never even checks inside the box to see what is in there. They could have just presented like a cardboard box and painted it black, and they would have still signed. They never had anyone check inside the box to see what was in there. How it
works.
Right.
And the way they explained it, right? The way they faked the test, not faked the test. Oh, well, I guess it is fake the test. Is when they had investors come by, they show them the box, they put the sample in, and then they're like, okay, it's going to take a few hours for it to give you a result. Let's go tour this very nice lab and all of our cool technology, so they take them on tour. Let's go to lunch. Oh, can we come back and look, your results are ready? But really, there's people behind the scenes like scrambling to get these results, and then just like put them in the machine, and then it comes out, kind of thing.
That's
and they're like,
crazy.
"Yep, that sounds awesome. We'll take a few $1 million worth of that."
Yeah.
It was even like the technicians who had to teach people in Walgreens, the Walgreens employers, how to use them, how to take blood and things like that, where she was training all of these people.
So that's what I was just about to say. Like, she's the head honcho person who's creating the smoke screen, right?
Yeah.
It has to trickle down to.
So they explained that in the documentary. There's just so many fires going on for people to put out, so many problems, that the chemistry people are so busy trying to figure out the chemistry of trying to get all this information to the patient with just a small amount of blood, that's all they're focusing on. The people in engineering are just trying to figure out how to make this machine work without it fucking blowing up. So that's all they're focusing on. The people in the public relations, they're just trying to make this badass commercial to sell this project. So that's all they're focusing on. So no one's really looking. No one's looking too far into anyone else's business, because they're so inundated with their own stuff, because they know they have to get it right. And in their mind, they're like, damn, the holdup is like on my department. And so no one's talking to each other. So no one knows that every single step, every single department is failing. No one can see that.
It was like that's
everybody's
crazy.
working in silos, and they think, oh, engineering's doing just fine. We need to get this chemistry portion of it up to par.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she deserves to get some sort of punishment. Hopefully, whatever's coming to light.
Yeah, they say maybe 20
I
years.
I just don't understand how.
But I thought it was a good documentary. I give it 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
And I did like the way it was shot and the way the whole film was. So I'm interested in viewing some more of Alex Gibney's work. And I did find one I would want to see, and it's on Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room. I think that would be a cool documentary to watch.
Nice. I think it was really interesting how like they kept, darting the FDA, where it was like, okay, I need your proof, like I need your documentation, I need results and stuff. And they were just like not fudging, but like dancing around it.
Or they would say, this is proprietary, like we can't show you everything because then our competitors will get it. And it's like, okay, but if you're going to put something out into what you want to be everyone's house to have one of these machines, we're not just going to let you put something that's going to handle blood and give results into everyone's house without testing it and knowing what exactly is going on. And then they would fire back like, well, this is proprietary. What if so-and-so wants to steal our patent? Like, But all of this, they're going to court now, and they're already going to make a movie about this.
Dang.
Can you guess who's going to play Elizabeth Holmes, Cassie?
Oh, let me think. Well, that's the thing, too. She was, like, hanging out with all these stars and stuff. Living the high life, Who's going to play her?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay, I can see that. No, I can see that. She
No reaction.
She had, like, the real girl. She had, like, chubby cheeks, right? Like, I could see that. Going.
And she never blinked.
And it was weird. Oh, gosh. I just don't understand how people can do that.
Like not blink? I cannot blink.
No. Lie and cheat and steal your way to the top.
Oh.
I recently learned how to sleep with my eyes open. I'm so tired.
So 7.5, the best documentary you've seen thus far.
For this year, yeah. But I'll check out Enron. And I also want to see The Disappearance of Madeleine McCann on Netflix.
So I started watching it. I didn't give it time. I know for a fact I didn't do it. I got bored 10, 15 minutes in. But I'm hearing it's good.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was like a whole season. I thought it was just going to be a couple hours.
I think that's what turned me off about it too. Like I wanted to see give me an hour and a half, 2 hour, like abducted in plain sight.
Right.
Moving on to one of the last things maybe we wanted to bring up. I'm breaking down and going along with something Jessica wanted to do, and that's a gender reveal this week. We're going to hopefully find out the gender this Thursday, the 28th of March. And, well, we're going to hopefully see if the ultrasound and the baby cooperates. And then we're going to have the doctor or the technician put that result into an envelope. And then on 2 days later, on this Saturday, we're going to do some reveal with smoke and stuff.
When will you learn that us wives make all the decisions, John Austin?
Well, to be fair, I said I don't care if we do or don't do it. I wasn't going to put any effort into it. But she decided she wants to go through with it, so here we are.
So you're going to put a lot of effort into it?
So y'all will know before? Or y'all hiding it from yourselves?
Yeah, so she bought an envelope today. It couldn't just be a white envelope, right? She had to go buy a fun-filled envelope. And the doctor or the technician, like I said, is going to look at the ultrasound while she's doing the x-ray or whatever you want to call it. And we're both, me and Jessica are going to look away just in case we happen to see something that could indicate, we don't want to have any indication at all.
Right.
We're going to tell the technician ahead of time, don't say anything. Don't tell us. Look, write it down, put it in this envelope and seal it.
Calm down. Everybody needs to calm down.
And then
you're getting kind of aggressive there.
she's going to give it, and then I'm going to sneak a peek later.
No.
So she bought a pack. I think she bought a pack of these envelopes, so I can easily open it and put it in another envelope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to give it to her friend Erica on Friday, and Erica's going to hold on to it, look at it, And then we bought these 4 smoke grenade bombs that we get to hold. And I guess not grenades, right? The smoke things, and 2 blue and 2 pink. And she's gonna somehow, so they're blue and pink. Like you can see the color at the top. So she's gonna have to somehow cover all that, so nobody knows until the smoke comes out what it is.
She knows.
Except Erica, correct. So she's gonna have to find a way to
exciting.
cover it.
Nice.
Now, all this anticipation and excitement and, you know, all this stuff could be for nothing, because if the baby doesn't cooperate Thursday, we have to set up another ultrasound appointment, which is probably going to be in another 2 weeks, maybe a month. And that'll push the reveal till about Easter time. So,
John, this is your first task. You're the father. You tell that baby. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to get after it.
What
right
are you?
Hey, you listen to me. In 2 days' time, I need you to do this. Don't make me get mad at you. Yeah, we'll see.
That child's going to push you around.
So, if you want to be one of the first to know, instead of waiting 2 podcast releases from now, right? Would that be correct?
Yeah.
They wouldn't hear it this April, whatever date. They'll hear the second week
First.
in April.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be in the know and want to know what's happening, make sure to follow the social media sites, because we will hopefully be recording everything and, you know, tweeting it and making the announcement on there. So,
Oh, yeah, you got that GoPro ready?
yeah, we're going to try to see if we can get some sort of footage for our YouTube channel. But we're for sure going to post the announcement on social media, so make sure you're following. And we had the idea, me and Austin, last night of trying to...
No, I think y'all talked about it on the last podcast.
Oh, we barely made it known, but yeah, the idea of betting on the gender and the due date came up, so hopefully there's going to be some sort of betting on the gender. We still got to iron out the details, but for sure on the due date, we found this website, Baby Bookie. And
Awesome name.
Of course. Of course they make that.
And we're going to hopefully get a pool going, so if family members want to get in on this, be on the lookout for that. We'll be reaching out with those details. And then, you know, just rounding this baby talk out, I thought it was funny. Cassie brought to my attention that there should be some facts that people should know to make an educated guess. Maybe not educated. I don't know if it's an educated guess, but there should be some facts that they should know to make some sort of guess.
Old wives' tale.
Right, on the gender, and that's by using some old wives' tales. So I can share that right now, right? Just real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
this will all be late. I mean, afterwards, but...
So there's different categories. So morning sickness, Jess said mild. That indicates it's a boy. I won't go through all these. I'll go through a few of these. How's her mood? If she's moody or happy, moody means it's a girl. She indicated she's been moody. The Mayan calendar suggests it's going to be a girl. The Chinese calendar suggests it's going to be a boy. What else here? Her cravings, sweet or salty. She's been craving salty things, which indicates it's supposed to be a boy. So out of random old wives' tales here, there's...
Sweet 16.
16. So out of 16 random old wives' tales that we pulled, because there's probably a few more, 7 are leaning towards girl, 9 are leaning towards boy. So if anyone believes in that, the indication is leaning towards boy out of that. So we'll see.
Dude, what did Jessica say yesterday?
What do you mean?
When you said, which way does the ring fall?
The ring?
Yeah, there was one that said, which way does the ring fall? Left, right, spins, or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And
So
she
there's
goes,
this old wives' tale. I don't remember what she said. You probably remember, but it's you get the wedding ring and you put on a string and you put it over the belly or where the baby is. And it's either going to spin in a circle on its own or spin back and forth or side to side, not in a circle, basically. And one indicates a boy, one indicates a girl. And she said something like...
She goes, I don't do witchcraft.
Yeah, like, don't be... Yeah. Funny story is today she comes home from work and she said somebody did it on her.
Oh, no! Which way did it fall? Add that to the list.
Babe. What did the ring do? I'm making her get up. What did the ring do? Maria, she did the ring on your belly. With the ring at the end, no? Oh, she didn't do it right then.
She took off her pendant.
No, she didn't do it right. You have to use your wedding ring because the baby knows.
And what if they're not married? They do that to all Mexicans.
And then, okay, so her coworker did it with the pendant, and it went left to right or front and back. It didn't go in a circle, which indicates it's a...
She said it was a girl, and then she confirmed with her sister that it was a boy.
So back and forth or left to right is a boy. If it's spun in a circle, it would have been a girl. So that method indicates it's a boy. And then she put a key on her desk, a regular key, and she told Jessica to pick it up. So Jessica said, okay. She picked up the key. And the way you pick up the key, either the fat side or the skinny side, indicates apparently also what what gender.
Doesn't everybody pick it up by the fat side?
So that's what Jessica picked up from the fat side, and what did that indicate? A boy. But then Jessica's argument was, you put this in front of anybody else, and they're gonna pick it up on the fat side. So
I agree.
So we'll see. I'm not sure exactly if that's a... I didn't see anywhere on these websites anything about a key.
That's the one that you're skeptical on.
I'm skeptical about a lot of them, but the key, I did not see that anywhere. So we'll see. I've had dreams that it's a girl. I would like for it to be a boy, but I have no control over that as of right now.
You did have control.
And I think Jess wants it to be a boy. So yeah, we will.
So how much money you think you're gonna make on this?
We're still trying to iron out the details on that. It was a whole day of just testing stuff out, and I think we're just gonna play. Have a real simple like.
What does Jess think about this?
She's on board. She didn't say anything. You thought she would be against it or what?
I'm not against it, but like, you're betting on my baby, kind of thing.
No. So yeah, again, social media. If you want to know on Saturday what it is, or if you're just a casual listener, you'll find out in 2 weeks. After the world knows.
We don't have casual listeners. We don't have any listeners.
Okay. Anything else before we wrap it up here? No? Alrighty. Well, thanks again for hanging out with us. We took the week off. We're back again. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to follow our social media.
At Third Life Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Follow us to see exactly how we are surviving our third life crisis. If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a comment on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else you may listen. Thank you to those who have rated us and commented. Again, to find us, just search 3RD Live Podcast or head over to our website at www.3rdlivepodcast.com to find links to everything I just mentioned and past episodes. Be sure to follow us on our individual Twitter accounts at jmike2689, at Castle_Cassie, and at the Austin Luna.
And don't forget, we're going to be making that announcement on social media, so if you guys want to be in the know on what our baby's going to be, follow us. Other than that, thanks for hanging out. We will see you guys next week, and take care.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Hey, you get back here.
I'm reaching for the brownie.
Don't make any ruckus after I edit out, Cass. You always make some sort of ruckus.
What are you saying?
Mouthful of brownie.
What do you say?